If you are at all familiar with Undertale, you are probably familiar with the potential endings that the game can have. Most people are familiar with the endings that cause you to make the underground go empty, whether it be through violence or kindness, but I'm talking about the large margin of endings that people don't tend to talk about. Of course, I am talking about the neutral route endings. I, Yield Opinions Ahead, will be talking about a few of them today. Number 1. Better Call Sans. I have talked about what Sans does on a few neutral routes so far during this series, but there are quite a few more interesting occurrences relating to this. One of the most obscure things that can happen is during the phone call. If you have somehow completed a secret challenge, Sans will actually comment on it in these runs. If you, for instance, do an entire run without saving, Sans will comment on how you should save your game more often. One of the least common of these is when the protagonist does a full pacifist neutral route, i.e. the flawed pacifist route. Sans will comment on how the protagonist is able to challenge themselves, but gives them an ego check by telling them not to brag. It's unclear how exactly Sans knows some of this information, but it's quite interesting. Number 2. King Papyrus. One of the saddest endings out of these neutral routes is the King Papyrus ending. To get this ending, all of the boss monsters, except for Papyrus, are dead, leaving Papyrus the throne. The saddest part of this ending is that Sans just says that everyone went on vacation, which even Papyrus seems to slightly doubt. This is never explicitly stated, although Papyrus's overall demeanor during this conversation implies that he doesn't believe what Sans is telling him. It's up to the player's interpretation, so what do you all think? Number 3. A King's Demise. Depending on your actions, Asgore will off himself in the neutral route. To do this, you must have killed Flowey on a previous run and spare Asgore during the battle. The main question to ask is why? The in-game reason is obvious. Asgore needs to die for the neutral ending to occur, but for story reasons, isn't as clear. Could it be because Asgore is guilty over killing 6 other children before Frisk finally takes its toll? Or perhaps it's because Asgore doesn't want to relive his trauma from the last time he had a human as a kid. It's a toss-up. Number 4. Cheeky Grin, Part 2. In one of the earlier episodes, I touched on how boss monsters smile upon their death in the genocide route. They also do it on the neutral routes as well. Ironically, the only main character who doesn't smile upon their death in the neutral route is Undyne, who has the largest smile in the genocide route. Toriel and Asgore both subtly smile, Papyrus is always smiling, and Mettaton gives a smirk to the audience. The interesting thing about the neutral route death's smiles is that they're not as in your face. They're much more subtle, as most of them are easy to miss. Overall, this phenomena is quite interesting. That's all for this video. Sorry that this upload was shorter than the last one and took longer to come out. I've been busy. In the next episode in this series, I'll start to delve into Deltarune as well. So if you have any of those observations of your own, leave them in the comments. I've got a big project for fans of the series in the works, so stay tuned for that as well. Otherwise, have an amazing day. Thank you for watching. Okay, so the normie should be gone. Thank you for watching. If you're watching this far, let's see, what should I have you guys ask for? What's your favorite episode of this series so far? And from that episode, what's your favorite fact that you've learned? I don't know. Thank you for watching. Bye, everyone.